From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good morning and welcome to the KXLY Plus live update. I'm Natalie Grant. We have a somber morning in Coeur d'Alene today as the city prepares to say goodbye to the first of 2 firefighters killed in an ambush while they responded to a wildfire on Canfield Mountain. The procession for Coeur d'Alene Fire Department Battalion Chief John Morrison Jr. is about to begin. It will travel from the English Funeral Chapel to the Hagedon Event Center, where the memorial will begin in about an hour. This is a live look around along 3rd Street in Coeur d'Alene, where that procession will then work its way south to Sherman Avenue. We're taking a live look there. This procession just beginning this morning. Things just kicked off there from the funeral chapel there, the English Funeral Chapel, again heading south towards the main center of Coeur d'Alene there. And as we're seeing this procession start to take off here, we can take a better look at this exact route that it'll be taking here. It'll travel from the English Funeral Home south on 3rd Street, then east on Sherman Avenue, and then continuing south on Coeur d'Alene Lake Drive, and then ending at the Hagedon Event Center. And this will be the same route for tomorrow's procession that's honoring the life of Battalion Chief Frank Harwood. That's also starting at 10 o'clock later this morning. We'll take a live look back outside here in just a minute. But 6 days ago, Sherman Avenue was filled with flags waving, cheering people, celebrating the 4th of July. And today, those flags wave in remembrance and in honor of the man who gave his life while responding to a fire on Canfield Mountain, a popular place for people to hike and mountain bike. We have live TV coverage that is going to be on the scene here this morning. We'll be hearing from some of our reporters here in just a little bit. But another live look this morning as we're taking a look at this procession just kicking off. You can see ambulances, you can see different vehicles from various fire departments taking part in this procession this morning. We have our Mary Sheridan, who is live this morning on Sherman Avenue. And Mary, what is the feeling right now in town as you're kind of awaiting this procession to get to you?
Hi, Natalie. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people lining the streets as I've moved through downtown Spokane to set up my shop. As you can see, there's people on every single corner, and people are talking with each other. There's a sense of people are coming together during this time that has just been so tough during these last 2 weeks. Many people have come up to me and told me that they come from law enforcement families. So there's just this sense of unity in this really, really tragic time.
And that's our Mary Sheridan live there on the scene there in Sherman Avenue. Just you can see people with American flags, people lining the streets, giving hugs, remembering our fallen heroes here again today. This procession is for Battalion Chief John Morrison Jr. This is the first of 2 processions that we'll be seeing over the next 2 days here. And Battalion Chief John Morrison, 29 years with the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department. He was 52 years old. Just in the last week or so, as we're starting to learn a little bit more about the life of these firefighters, we're learning that John Morrison had a bigger than life personality. We have Rob King that's joining us now. Just talk a little bit about this, the life of these firefighters that we're remembering today. And Rob, you've been covering this tragedy now and watching how the Coeur d'Alene area has responded and supporting the fire department and the families of these fallen firefighters. We also can't forget there is another firefighter that was injured in this tragic attack.
Yeah, Natalie, Dave Tisdall continues to recover from being shot in the back, and it's going to be a long road to recovery for him. Now, Coeur d'Alene Fire Chief Tom Grief, he called that day, Sunday, June 29th, one of the most absolute darkest days either organization has ever faced. And he's referring to the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department and Kootenai County Fire and Rescue. Kootenai County Fire Rescue Battalion Chief Frank Harwood was the other individual who was shot and killed while responding to that fire. Again, he will be laid to rest tomorrow. A little bit about Battalion Chief Harwood. He was described as a proud public servant and a decorated veteran. He was a member of the Army National Guard, served a tour in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, and considered just a respected leader, one of the best tacticians in the area. They talked about his commitment to training and others embodied in being a leader. You can see they're continuing to go down 3rd, about to turn on to Sherman right now as this procession continues. Mm-hmm. And again, going from Sherman, they're going to head to Coeur d'Alene Lake Drive, heading down towards the Hagedon Event Center, where this will continue.
Yeah, we're seeing them make their way through downtown Coeur d'Alene here, heading towards the Hagedon Event Center. The ceremony itself begins at 11 o'clock today. Now, that is closed to the public, but we will be bringing you this procession. Now, see that truck there that they are driving through the downtown area right here? That's where Battalion Chief Morrison is being carried to the memorial on. It's a 1947 Buffalo fire engine used during the Christmas time for mobile Santa drives. It served as an engine actually for the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department from 1947 to 1978. So that is what he is being carried to the celebration of life to on today. And I know we were just talking a little bit about what we've learned about these firefighters over these last couple days here. Battalion Chief John Morrison, a father, he has one son. He has a family that he's leaving behind here. He grew up actually in North Spokane. He went to Meade High School, attended Gonzaga University. He's described as a big man with an even bigger personality by his colleagues and his friends. He loved road tripping, exploring the PNW, down to the Palouse, to Oregon. He loved sports, fly fishing, and bike riding. And in his obituary, this quote just kind of stuck out to me, is John's legacy is one of laughter, love, loyalty, and a deep commitment to service. So just kind of some of the ways that he's being remembered by not only his family, but his brothers there in the fire departments and all the other fire departments in our area.
And that seems to be a real common thread that's connecting these three men, just saying that they all had this call to service. They were all three putting others ahead of themselves. And it was even talked about on the day the tragedy happened with Dave Tisdall. One of the things that was shared with us from Coeur d'Alene Fire was that when he was shot and he was injured on the ground, could not move his lower body, still took a moment to be able to get on his radio and warn other firefighters who were trying to get up the mountain to fight that wildfire, but he was able to warn them and save countless lives. That's according to Coeur d'Alene Fire Chief. Who knows how worse this could have been if not for the heroic actions of Dave Tisdall on that day. And we also note that it was important for firefighters that Dave Tisdall will have his own stream in the hospital where he will be able to watch the celebration of life services for John Morrison and for Frank Harwood. That was important for the departments to be able to have that for him so that he is able to watch on as his brothers are laid to rest.
Yeah, just the common theme of brotherhood here. And we're taking another live look outside at this procession. This is Coeur d'Alene Drive. You can see those American flags, the flags kind of lining the roads there. But this theme of brotherhood really goes strong with these different fire departments. Even today, as these two firefighters are being laid to rest this week, crews from all different agencies from across our area, whether that's Spokane Fire, Spokane Valley Fire, Boise, Nampa, Idaho Falls, Shoshone County, Worley, Lewiston, are all going to be covering the shifts at the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department so that their other brothers are able to attend these memorial services and really be a part of this day and kind of take that little ease and stress. Although many of those different crews will be at the memorial service itself, they'll also be volunteering to man the posts there that need to be and the calls to service that still need to be responded to within this community.
Yeah, absolutely. We've seen this support from other fire departments around the country, but we're also seeing support just between Washington and Idaho and how these local communities have really stepped up for others. We noted yesterday that along with Anchored Coffee, KXLY Radio Group, they teamed up yesterday to help raise money. Village Bakery, we're seeing all this support from all over the place. Anchored Coffee and the KXLY Radio Group raised $36,000 for the Red and Blue Foundation. That is the foundation that if people want to give, they are asked to support that foundation with that money able to go to the families of the firefighters who were impacted. The foundation, the Red and Blue Foundation, as also says, it has other fundraisers that are in the works. So we'll just try to keep you informed on those the best we could, and you can help in any way that is possible. So we want to thank you for joining us here at KXLY in helping these families.
Absolutely, and you can still donate. It's $36,000 so far just with that fundraiser. We have a link on KXLY.com there. You can donate to those different, to the Red and Blue Foundation and kind of give your support if you'd still like to do that as well. Yeah, and we're looking at Lake Coeur d'Alene Drive where that procession should be coming down. You see people standing there waving American flags. Looks like other law enforcement and first responders there support. We noted earlier that other fire departments are helping out so that Coeur d'Alene and Kootenai County Fire can attend the service, that these other departments are stepping in to help fill those calls if an emergency breaks out. And that's just the kind of support that we've seen
this whole time, just different organizations, community members stepping up, wanting to help.
And just seeing the amount of people that are lining the streets here, I think it really speaks to that community impact. I mean, this tragic event has rippled through not only the entire North Idaho community, the Kootenai County community, but all the way over here in Eastern Washington as well. It's being felt in many places, and you can just see the support and the love that is coming out from the Coeur d'Alene community today. People were asked to be along that procession route at about 10 o'clock this morning. Again, this is the first of 2 processions that are going to be happening over the next 2 days. This morning we have Battalion Chief John Morrison. Tomorrow we have Battalion Chief Frank Harwood. That will be along that same procession route, going from the funeral chapel all the way down to the Hagedon Event Center, where his life and his memory will be remembered as well.
And yeah, for John Morrison, as we continue to remember him, a little bit about his family. He married his wife Jill in 1997 in Coeur d'Alene, so he's been a local person his whole life. As Natalie noted, grew up in Spokane, went to Meade High School, a graduate of Gonzaga, leaves behind his son Joe, who was born in 2003. They talked about his family life, a Coeur d'Alene firefighter, Matt Church, and he said his family life meant everything. The way he treated his family, specifically his son Joe. He's a great father and one of the best fathers I've ever seen, as we see that procession now make its way onto Lake Coeur d'Alene Drive.
And if you missed, we said this just a moment ago, Morrison is actually being carried to the memorial. You'll see that vintage looking fire truck. I believe it's coming up just right here. It's actually a 1947 Buffalo engine. It's used during the Christmas time for their mobile Santa drive that you'll see out there in Coeur d'Alene. It's served as an engine for Coeur d'Alene for the fire department from 1947 to 1978. And Battalion Chief Morrison been with the Coeur d'Alene Fire Department since 1996. That's about 28, 29 years there. You can just show the deep commitment that he has to this, that he had to this Coeur d'Alene community and to his community as a whole.
And I think that was probably important for the department to have a special engine for a special man in order to bring him through there. Firefighters, since we've been talking to them about learning more about Morrison, just how big his personality was. You know, he owned any room he went into. He was a storyteller, a caretaker. And if you were having a down day, he was the man who could get you laughing again, put a smile on your face. They said his personality contagious, and a physical presence, a large physical man also.
It was a lot of big man, big personality. Our Marissa Rio spoke to just some of his brothers, some of the firefighters that worked with him for so many years, and the stories were laughter, they were tears. They had him, described him as being just kind of a funny man that brought everyone together, but a real leader within the department. And it just shows by the amount of support that has come out to honor his legacy here within Coeur d'Alene. They're coming down Lake Coeur d'Alene Drive right now, heading their way towards their last stretch here of the procession towards the Hagedon Event Center here. And this is going to be our last shot that we see here of the procession as things come to an end. Again, they are going to the memorial service, which is starting at 11 o'clock in just about 20 minutes here, closed to the public, but it is something that's going to be shared with his family members, his friends, other firefighters, other first responders that knew him and kind of worked with him throughout the years. And of course, we'll have complete coverage from our team that is out there in the field, talking to people out on the streets, talking to people who may have known Battalion Chief Morrison. That's going to be coming up tonight at 5 and 6 here on 4 News Now.
And don't forget, we will bring you Frank Harwood's procession, similar kind of format as we did today, for you tomorrow, also beginning around 10 a.m. And you can watch that on KXLY.com and KXLY+.
Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We'll see you throughout the day here on KXLY+.